said with a smile. I nodded and she continued. You are so beautiful. I love your... I didn't want to hear her when I turned and made for the door. Sam ran to me screaming.
Wait! I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do that. Emily isn't my girlfriend nor my cousin.
Once Emily heard those words, what? She got really mad, packed her clothes, and slapped Sam really hard before pushing through the door. Before Sam, I would say I wasn't so lucky with relationships. I remember dating a guy called Peter. He would act so nice to me in private. He served me breakfast in his tiny box that we called a bed, kissed me many times in a day, and buy me gifts, even though I always never had a need for any of them. In public, my sweet Peter was a totally different person. He wouldn't return my greetings, wouldn't hug me, or even act like we knew each other. Every time I confronted him, his excuse was always that he didn't see me. I guess my Peter was blind outside his space. But before I continue any further, leave a like and smash the subscribe button so you won't miss any uploads from this channel. I met Sam at a park on a cold Saturday. He was too cold to make a complete sentence. At first, I wondered what he was doing at the park without coats and gloves on a cold day, and why he couldn't go home. I judged him as a careless and immature individual in my head, but as soon as I turned to walk away, I heard a bang. Sam had fallen! I noticed he could no longer resist the cold. I ran to him in fear that he could be dead. He was cold and nearly frozen, so I screamed as loud as I could and was able to get an ambulance to attend to him. He was rushed to the hospital, and my memory of everything that happened there was blurry, except for the endless laughter and mimics of him when he finally woke up.
Emotional, damn it!
We spent so much time together, created many memories, and then, over time, I became his girlfriend. He and I schooled nearby, and our caregivers took turns to pick us up and drop us off at school. We were the cutest thing ever. We didn't go a day without kisses, calls, and hugs. We were so fond of each other that I wouldn't do a thing without Sam's opinion, some which were horrible, and some which were not so bad. Everything went on perfect to a point where I thought we could have the opportunity of getting married early. But I guess life never tells one when it would hit and how hard. After graduation, Sam began to avoid me. He wouldn't stop by my house for dinner or ask me out for lunch. Our calls were short and felt forced. There were rumors Sam was seeing a girl from his new college who lived down his street, but I always defended him. A week to my resumption at the college, I stopped by Sam's house to tell him goodbye and get to spend some moments with him. But unfortunately for me, I heard people laughing from the door, followed by an awkward silence in which people started moaning thereafter. I knocked, but got no response, so I pushed the door to behold Sam kissing this new girl. They were both undressed. I stood still and had tears well up in my eyes, but that didn't stop me from noticing how beautiful she was. Her skin was smooth and had such beautiful hair. Eventually our eyes met and she immediately pushed Sam away, who only noticed my presence at that moment. I threw the gift I got for him at him and stood there expecting an explanation. The words I heard broke my soul. Sam hurriedly pulled his pants up and gave a fake smile.
Hey, Emily!
He began.
Meet my cousin, Alexandra.
He said, pointing at me. Until that moment, I never knew a girlfriend could also be a cousin. Emily stood up and hugged me. Hi, Alexandra. Oh, is it okay if I call you Alex? She said with a smile. I nodded and she continued. You are so beautiful. I love your... I didn't want to hear her when I turned and made for the door. Sam ran to me screaming.
Wait! I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do that. Emily isn't my girlfriend nor my cousin.
Once Emily heard those words, what? She got really mad, packed her clothes, and slapped Sam really hard before pushing through the door. I'm sorry, sis. I didn't mean to hurt you, she said as she walked past me. Sam kept apologizing and pleading for forgiveness, blaming it on everything he could.
Please, babe. I don't know what came over me. It was the devil. The devil made me do it. I'm so sorry. Please, I'll try to be better. It wasn't my fault. I wish
He
you would-
regretted that he cheated on me. More so, he must have regretted losing both girls. Because in my own opinion, once a cheater is always a cheater.
Sound like barnacle. I'm a monster, I'll pull up and murder you. When he bobble you rappers, I'm popping you. Mama John, I'm a savage, I'll ravage you. Snatch your bitch, you a freak for the fan crew. Got digits for the brains and the pseudo. Hit me up when she hungry for the Yukaru. Fill her up to her belly till her kidney bruise. Dick like barnacle. Freak bitch on the beach, not a model. Peanut butter and jelly, that's Cooper Scoop. Sweet a bitch off her feet like popsicle. Get it quick on the knees for a popsicle. Niggas snakes and they plotting to poison you. That's why they hate in your face, they annoyed you. In the grass and they run like the fescue dudes. Shit like